Magyantimirandasya Niranjana Shalokaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manovistam Stapitam Yena Bhutane Swayam Rupa Kadam Mayam Nanati Swapanantikam Vanchakalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhu Bevacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Gaur Bhakta Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare Hare Tatai Mahat Prema Prabhibur Nirmai Kshetya Dhamusupurusha Bhuntaganan Sada Sada Sadmakao Yalang Krishna Bhagavan Vacham Sime Om Nama Bhagavate Vasudevaya
Om Namo
Vasudevaya.
Om Nama Bhagavate Vasudevaya
Om Namo
Om Nama Bhagavate Vasudevaya
Om Namo
Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
So Hare Krishna. Yesterday we had a session, kind of quiz questions on Mahabharata and mostly on Bhishmadev. But this was easy. Basically, it was as easy as for children, but since we are dealing with adults, we want to offer something which is a little bit more challenging and a little bit more thought-provoking, and I hope that everyone's okay with it, to explore your gray matter in depth. Yes?
Yes, Maharaj, that sounds good.
Okay. Someone's sending message that they have difficulty hearing. Hitesh. Everyone else is good. Everyone else is fine with hearing. Maybe you can help Hitesh with his trouble.
Yes, Maharaj, we are able to hear. I'll contact Hitesh.
Okay, all right, yeah. So must be something wrong with his setup, with his settings. So today we wanted to offer you a discussion on Yaksha Prashna part of Mahabharata, and discussion means you would be actually exploring the questions and connecting the answers to Bhagavad Gita and Bhagavatam, as we were mentioning before the retreat. Bhagavad Gita and Bhagavatam are naturally connected to Mahabharata because Bhagavad Gita is the pearl of Mahabharata. Mahabharata is compared to a mother pearl, and Bhagavad Gita is the pearl. And so the most valuable part of Mahabharata is Bhagavad Gita, and Bhagavatam is sequel, Mahabharata sequel. So we'll be discussing Yaksha Prashna, the 120, how many are there? Let's check. 126 questions asked by Dharmaraj or Yamaraj to Yudhishthir, 126 questions, and these were very difficult questions. And Yudhishthir gave answers to these questions, very deep answers, and we would have to explore these answers. These answers are crystal clear and they are perfectly in line with Bhagavad Gita and Bhagavatam, but they are not so easy. These are very deep answers. And we should be able to analyze and understand how these are the best answers to the question and why he answered them in this particular way. So I won't be giving you much help. I might be giving you little pointers here and there, but you would have to rise to the challenge yourself. And yeah, that the good answer is ability to connect it to either Bhagavad Gita or Bhagavatam, but the best answers if you can connect it to both. So we'll see who knows not only Bhagavad Gita, but Bhagavatam as well enough. So I hope that's good with everyone. Everyone's good with it. And in the beginning, we'll just give a little prehistory to these questions to those who are not that well familiar with Mahabharata. So, and even if you're familiar with Mahabharata, it's always good to refresh that in our memory. And so the story, as it goes, is connected to the later part of the first half of Mahabharata, when Pandavas are at the very last year of their exile, and they're staying in Vaitavan forest. And after a very short time, they would have to disguise themselves and live in disguise for 13 years. And they are wondering where they should go. And one day they sat to discuss that in the company of rishis. And then one Brahmin appears in front of Maharaj Yudhishthir, and this Brahmin is very distressed. And he says that, a deer caught hold of his sticks for lighting the sacred fire. He said, these sticks with my ladle and other paraphernalia, they were tied in a bundle. And somehow this deer came along and he kind of got hold of them on his horns and disappeared. So I don't know what to do without my paraphernalia, as I cannot do any yagya, and without yagya, there is no, purpose of my life. So, and naturally Kshatriya is supposed to protect Brahmanas, and so Yudhishthir pacified the Brahman and he said, okay, we'll have to sort it out. So they taking up their bows and they go to catch the deer. And no matter how hard they try, they cannot catch that deer because it runs very swiftly and vanishes into the woods. And the brothers are very tired and disappointed. And then they come to a large banyan tree and they sat under its shade. And Nakula says to Yudhishthir, somehow we never sacrificed virtue and we never been idle, never been idle in our life. And we never refused anyone any help. How is that we, have to face this calamity? And Yudhishthir says, this is just the nature of this world. It's full of misfortunes. So we cannot always ascertain why things are happening, because the great Maharadj distributes the fruits, virtue, and sin to everyone. And so Bhima says, yes, my sin was that I didn't slay Dushasana when he dragged Draupadi into the assembly hall. Arjuna says, yes, I didn't retaliate. Karna, when he uttered cruel words, Sahadev says, yes, I should be slaying Shakuni at the dice game when he cheated you. And Yudhishthir says, it's really hot in this forest. He tells Nakula, can you please climb a tall tree and look for a lake? So everyone's tired and thirsty. First, we need to refresh ourselves and then decide what to do next. Then Nakula climbs a tree and he says, yeah, there is a lake nearby. I'll go and get some water. So Yudhishthir says, yeah, please go and get some water. And then Nakul empties a couple of quivers from arrows and goes to the lake. And so he comes to the shore, and it's very beautiful, clear lake covered with lotuses and lilies. And he kneels down to drink some water. And as soon as this happens, he hears the voice from the sky, "Oh child, do not drink this water. This lake is mine. No one may drink its water without first answering my questions." Nakul looks around. He doesn't see anyone. So he's thinking, what's this nonsense anyway? And he starts drinking water. As soon as water passes his lips, he falls down dead. So he never came back. Yudhishthir is very concerned. He sends Sahadev. Sahadev goes to the same lake, and he's seeing Nakula dead, lying dead on the shore, and he is grief-stricken. And the surprising thing is that even though he's not breathing and not moving, but he had not lost his bodily luster, but he appears to be dead. And so Sahadev stands up perplexed. And anyway, before he decides what to do next, he wants to drink some water. He's very thirsty. And as soon as he tries to drink the water, he hears the same voice from the sky, which says, "Don't drink the water unless you answer my questions." And Sahadev ignores it, drinks the water, falls dead next to his brother. So Yudhishthir becomes even more worried, so he's sending Arjuna to find out what happened, why brothers didn't come back. So Arjuna goes to the lake, sees the Nakula and Sahadev lying dead. He's very concerned, and he's very surprised that even though they seem to be dead, but there is no sign that there was any fight. And then he looks around, and then he decides, okay, let me drink little water first, and then I'll find the culprit and find out what happened. And as soon as he is near the water, he hears the same voice: don't try to drink water before you answer my questions. And Arjuna shouts into the skies, come in my presence and try to prevent me. You would not be able to speak this way when I cover you with my arrows. And then he immediately releases countless arrows because he knows the art of shooting the target without saying it. And he fills the whole sky with arrows, darts, javelins, and the voice says, your efforts are useless, Arjuna. If you do not answer my question and drink the water, you will fall dead. Arjuna just ignores the voice, sips the water, and falls dead alongside with his brothers. So Yudhishthir becomes even more anxious. Now he is sending Bhima, and Bhima came to the lake, and he's seeing his three brothers lying there, and he's really shocked. And then he's thinking, okay, this must be some Rakshasa who killed them. But it's unbelievable who could kill Arjuna and Nakul and Sahadev. And Bhima is thinking that he would have to face some really powerful enemy, and then he's better quench his thirst before fighting. And then he goes to the water, and again he hears the same celestial voice: don't drink the water unless you answer my questions. And Bhima angrily looks around, but he cannot see who is that. So he doesn't see anyone. So he drinks the water and falls next to the other brothers. So Yudhishthir is waiting and waiting. No one came back. So he decides, okay, let me investigate the situation. Then he goes to the lake. And then when he approached and he saw the four brothers lying dead, he's really shocked. And he's crying in grief, laments, and but then he's very surprised why, that there are no signs of any fighting, there's no blood, and they just seem to be asleep, but there is no pulse, there is no breathing. And Yudhishthir looks at the lake. He's thinking maybe Duryodhan poisoned this lake, but poison could not kill Bhima. So maybe Kauravas conspired with Asuras to kill them, but no Asura could face Arjuna because he single-handedly overpowered Nivita Kavachas. So Yudhishthir looks around. There are no any footprints besides his brothers, and Arjuna's arrows scattered here and there without any blood. And it's unimaginable that Arjuna's arrows would never hit his enemy because he never discharged any arrows uselessly. And so Yudhishthir comes to the conclusion that this might be some mighty being without a material body. And then Yudhishthir decides, okay, I might be able to discover the truth by entering the lake. Because of the lake, these brothers of mine are dead. So he goes down to the water, And as soon as he decides to take water, he hears the same voice. "Oh child, do not take this water. This lake belongs to me, and if you want to drink, you must first answer my questions." And Yudhishthir says, "Who are you?" And then he hears the voice, "I'm just a crane living on moss and fish. Your younger brothers disregarded my warning, and they were brought by me under the control of death. O king, if you do not answer my questions, then you shall become the fifth." And then Yudhishthir looks and he's seeing the crane on a tree near the lake. And he's thinking, no, that cannot be just a crane. He says, "Are you Lord Shiva, or the foremost of the Vasus, or you Marut? I don't believe that the bird can kill these heroes who are mountain-like." And so, "I don't know who are you, what are your intentions, but I want to know this." And I think the answer is really terrifying, and my heart is troubled, and my mind is confused. "Please tell me, why are you staying here, and what's your desire?" And then he's seeing this crane transforming into a huge, fearful-looking being with large red eyes, or blazing like a sun. And then this being is roaring like a thunderbolt. He says, "I am a yaksha and not a bird. I killed your brothers because of their faults. I forbade them to drink, but they disregarded me. If one loves life, he should not attempt to take this water by force. This lake is mine, and one may take its water only after answering my question." And then Yudhishthir says, "Yes, Yaksha, I don't wish to take something belonging to you. I'll try to answer your questions to the best of my ability. Please ask the questions." And then Yaksha starts placing questions before Yudhishthir. And in the ISKCON's edition of Mahabharata, not all the questions are presented, but yeah, maybe about half of the questions are there. But I think it should be enough for us. We'll respect the choice of questions in the BBT approved edition, because some of the questions are a little bit similar. So now it's your turn, and you can again put answers in the chat. So we'll see whose answers are the most accurate and the best. So the first question, Yaksha asked, "What makes the soul rise out of his entanglement in matter? Who keeps him company? Who is his guide on that spiritual journey? And on what is he established?" So Maharaj Yudhishthira's answers are, "It is knowledge of the Supreme Lord which makes the soul rise. Godly qualities are his companions, Dharma is his guide, and he is established on truth." Okay. So now let's contemplate on the first answer, that it is knowledge of the Supreme Lord which makes the soul rise out of the entanglement of matter. So any references to, again, Bhagavad Gita or Bhagavatam, and best is referencing to both scriptures. Okay? And we want particular reference. That's a little bit tougher one, huh? Yeah, not everything must be easy in life. There should be some challenges to help us develop. I'll give you another minute, and then I'll give you a little hint if you get completely stuck. Okay, so you want a hint? Okay, so Mahaprabhu gave the answer. Bhagavad Gita 7:14, this divine energy of mind consisting of the three modes of material nature is difficult to overcome, but those who have surrendered unto me can easily cross beyond it. Someone else gave reference to Bhagavad Gita 1861. Let's see what Bhagavad Gita 1861 tells us. Because not everyone is so well versed with Bhagavad Gita just by numbers. Not everyone can tell. So the Supreme Lord is situated in everyone's heart, Arjuna, and is directing the wandering of all living entities who are seated all as on a machine made of the material energy. Yeah, Ishvara Sarvabhutanam. These are kind of, yes, well, almost. Bridge is giving us the answer from Bhagavad Gita, chapter 5, text 29, Bhaktaram Yagi Tapasam Sarvabhuka Maheshwaram. Yeah, that Krishna is the supreme enjoyer of yagyas and sacrifices, yagyas and austerities, sorry. Bhaktaram Yagya Tapasam Sarvaloka Maheshwaram. He is the supreme master of all the worlds, and he is the supreme friend of every living being and one who knows this truth. He can attain real peace from the pangs of material miseries. So Preeti is giving us chapter 15, but this is they're a little bit vague of an answer. Any other tries? There is I'll give you a little hint. There is a verse in chapter 5 of Bhagavad Gita also, but not 29. Okay, Sri Devi Gopi gives us Bhagavad Gita 13:18. Okay, let's read the translation of 13:18. He is the source of light and all luminous objects. He is beyond the darkness of matter and is unmanifested. He is knowledge. He is the object of knowledge. And he is the goal of knowledge. He is situated in everyone's heart. So the description of Super Soul. Yes, quite good answer. But a very precise answer is in chapter 5 of Bhagavad Gita. Anyone can find this verse. Okay. In chapter 5, 521. 521 is such a liberated person is not attached to material sense pleasure, but is always in trance, enjoying the pleasure within. In this way, the self-realized person enjoys unlimited happiness, or he concentrates on the Supreme. Almost. 516, very good, bridge. That's the exact text. Very beautiful text, which is exactly illustrates the answer. Jnanena tu tat ajnanam yesham nashitam atmanaha tesham vajnanam prakashayati tat param. However, one is enlightened with the knowledge by which nescience is destroyed, then his knowledge reveals everything as the sun lights up everything in the daytime. So yes, knowledge of the Supreme Lord, spiritual knowledge, Atmagyan. Yes, that makes us enlightened, make us rise from ignorance. Entanglement of matter is ignorance, and spiritual knowledge is that light which dispels the darkness of ignorance. And I'm sure many of you had this experience when you came across Prabhupada's books or devotee association, that finally everything started making sense, right? I hope it's most of you, maybe even all of you, that was the case. Okay, good. Okay, next question. Yeah. 517, Bharat says 517. Well, I mean, because these verses are connected, naturally 517 is also speaking on this topic. Yes, when one's intelligence, mind, faith, and refuge are all fixed in the Supreme, then one becomes fully cleansed of misgivings through complete knowledge and thus proceeds straight on the path of liberation. All right, good. And I think the best answer is bridge. Came from bridge 516. Other answers are also connected to that, but this is the most answer, 516. All right, now next question is, who keeps the soul company and who is his guide on that spiritual journey and on what he's established? And so Yudhishthir's answer is, godly qualities are his companions, Dharma is his guide, and he's established on truth. All right. References. Companions of the soul are godly qualities. Super soul. Well, that's not very clear answer. We want references. We want numbers. And ideally, if you can provide translations for us, that's even better. But at least numbers. Nectar from numbers. Okay. Bhagavad Gita first choice and Bhagavatam next choice. Yes, very good. And who is operating ISKCON Southland account? Would be good to know the name, because this is very good answer. Chapter 12 of Bhagavad
Family
Gita.
of Shubandhu Prabhu Maharaj.
Okay, very good. Congratulations. Very good. So Mendu Prabhu and Moni Deepa, they gave exact answer. Yes, because chapter 12 is the concluding chapter of the important part of Bhagavad Gita, Bhakti Yoga. And these texts, starting from 8, are describing the qualities of devotee who is very dear to Krishna. And actually, it's little later. The chapter is correct, but the answers the qualities of the soul, that those qualities which make one dear to Krishna, come a little bit later. So can you, someone gives 13, 8 to 12. These are the qualities of knowledge, which are, items of knowledge. They can serve as indirect answer. Yeah, but yes. Chapter 12, starting from texts, yes, 12, 15, 12, 18, Bhagavad Gita, these are all right answers. Actually, it starts with text 13. One who is not envious is a kind to all living entities, who does not think himself a proprietor and is free from false ego, who is equal in both happiness and distress, who is tolerant, always satisfied, self-controlled, and engaged in devotional service. With determination, his mind and intelligence fixed on me. Such a devotee of mine is very dear to me. And then 15, 12:15, he by whom no one is put into difficulty and who is not disturbed by anyone, who is equipoised in happiness and distress, fear and anxiety, is very dear to me. My devotee who is not dependent on the ordinary course of activities, who is pure expert without cares, free from all pains and not striving for some result, is very dear to me. One who neither rejoices nor grieves, who neither laments nor desires, and who renounces both auspicious and inauspicious things. Such a devotee is very dear to me. One who is equal to friends and enemies, who is equipoised in honor and dishonor, heat and cold, happiness and distress, fame and infamy, who is always free from contaminating association, always silent and satisfied with anything, who doesn't care for any residence, who is fixed in knowledge, and who is engaged in devotional service. Such a person is very dear to me. So this is the list. Yes, someone gave another very good list, Tiffany, that the first 3 texts of chapter 16, they are giving divine qualities. Very good. Yes. Bharat is giving also the same answer. Beginning of chapter 16. So Sri Devi Gopi giving us chapter 5, 21. which says such a liberated person is not attracted to material sense pleasure, but is always in trance, enjoying the pleasure within. In this way, the self-realized person enjoys unlimited happiness, for he concentrates on the Supreme, which is can be an answer, but again, the exact question is godly qualities are our companions of the soul. So yeah, we are looking for exact qualities. But 521 can be an answer as well. Someone gave 1315. Let's look at 1315. The super soul is the original source of all senses, yet he is without senses. He is unattached, although he is maintaining them there of all living beings. He transcends the modes of nature, and at the same time, he is the master of all the modes of material nature. I'm not sure how this is the answer because it doesn't give qualities. Okay. 215, which is, let's go to 215. Our best among men, Arjuna, the person who is not disturbed by happiness and distress and is steady in both, is certainly eligible for liberation. Well, again, if it is referring to godly qualities, it's kind of a very indirect answer. So let's focus on Dharma as our guide on spiritual journey. Dharma is our guide on spiritual journey. Any confirmations for that? Srimad Bhagavatam, chapter 31. Canto 3, chapter 31. Let's look at Bhagavatam 3:31. These are the teachings of Lord Kapiladev. So entanglement and fruitive activities, well, that's a very big answer. Of course, he's also speaking about Dharma in here. But let's see if anyone can give us Bhagavad Gita answer for Dharma, which is our best companion. 247, 248. Yes. 247 is famous verse which speaks about our prescribed duties. Karmani vadikaraste palishu kadachana makarma palahetur bur mate sangostva karmani. You have a right to perform your prescribed duty, but you are not entitled to the fruits of action. Never consider yourself the cause of the results of your activities, and never be attached to not doing your duty, which is very powerful verse. I agree. But there is another verse, 248. Yogasta kuru karmani sangam tektva dhanani cha siddha siddhyo samomutva samatvam yoga uchate. Perform your duty. Equipoised Arjuna, abandoning all attachment to success or failure. Such equanimity is called yoga. Okay. Any other options for answer? Okay. 319. 319. Dharma as companion. Yeah. Tasmata asakta satatam karyam karma samachara asakta hyacharam karma param apnoti purusha. Therefore, without being attached to the fruits of activities, one should act as a matter of duty. For by working without attachment, one attains the supreme. 142. Interesting. From Tiffany. Dasharata kulagnam varnasam karakaraka satyante chati dharma kula dharma shashvataha. By the evil deeds of those who destroy the family tradition and thus give rise to unwanted children, all kinds of community projects and family welfare activities are devastated. So that's kind of opposite example what's happening if one is not following dharma. But we are more interested in examples of following dharma. (1857). Okay. Yeah. Purports are good, but texts are still better. 418 from Bharat. 418. An action. Okay. Karmanya karmaya pashyata karmanicha karmaya sabudhiman manusheshu sayukta kritsna karma krit. One who sees an action and in action is intelligent among men, and he is in the transcendental position, although engaged in all sorts of activities. Karma, akarma, these are more explaining the laws of karma rather than dharma. Dharma is little bit different. So Mahaprabhu, 1857, and all activities just depend upon me and work always under my protection. In such devotional service, be fully conscious of me. That's probably Sanatan Dharma rather than just regular Dharma. That's even higher answer. Let's see if anyone comes up with something else. 1873 and 934. Well, these are again at least 934. That is pure devotional service. And then 1847 and 1873. Okay, so 1847. It is better to engage in one's own occupation, even though one may perform it imperfectly, than to accept another's occupation and perform it perfectly. Duties prescribed according to one's nature are never affected by sinful reactions. Okay, so this is about Swadharma, prescribed duties, and let's look at 1873. That's interesting. Arjuna Mahasmriti Labdhat Patmasada Mayachyuta Stitosmi Kata Sandeha Karishya Vachanam Tava. Arjuna said, my dear Krishna, or infallible one, my illusion is now gone. I have regained my memory by mercy. I am now firm and free from doubt, and I am prepared to act according to your instructions. Karishya Vachanam Tava can be an answer. 9-2. That's an interesting choice. Raja Vidya, Raja Kuhyam. That's the verse. Yeah. This knowledge is the king of knowledge, king of education. The most secret of all secrets is the purest knowledge, and because it gives direct perception of the self by realization, it is the perfection of religion. It is everlasting and it is joyfully performed. Okay. Let's see. 1624. Wow, that's really. Yeah, 1624 is speaking about importance of scripture in our life, which is, oh yeah. Tasmat shastram pramanam te karya viva stitau yatva shastra vidanuktam karma kartum harhasi. One should therefore understand what is duty and what is not duty by the regulations of the scriptures. Knowing such rules and regulations, one should act so that he may gradually be elevated. Okay. It can be the answer also, but we'll still look for more options. Okay. Do your job as a duty to me and attach to the results, and you will come to me. Sorry, can't remember the verse in Bhagavad Gita. So that's Karmani Vagati Karaste Mapalisha Gadachana. That was already quoted. Yeah, chapter 3, text 8. Perform your prescribed duty, for doing so is better than not working. One cannot even maintain one's physical body without work. And famous text 9, work done as a sacrifice for Vishnu has to be performed, otherwise work causes bondage in the material world. Therefore, son of Kunti, perform your prescribed duties for his satisfaction, and in that way you will always remain free from bondage. So that's Yagyartat karmanon yatra lokoyam karma bandhanaha, famous verse. And from Tiffany, that's 18.7 and also 3.25. Okay, all types of options. 18.7. Let's check it out. Prescribed duties should never be renounced. If one gives up prescribed duties because of illusion, such renunciation is said to be in the mode of ignorance. Okay. Again, it can be the answer, but it speaks of karma more than dharma. So 325. Okay, Krishna is speaking about himself. If I did not perform prescribed duties, all these worlds would be put to ruination. I would be the cause of creating unwanted population, and I would thereby destroy the peace of all living beings. That's about Krishna, but we're speaking about the soul. So 331, and then we'll check Bhagavatam 329, 25. 331. Yeme matamedam nityamanatishtanti manavasradanto nasrayanto mucyanti tepi karmabi. Those persons who execute their duties according to my injunctions and who follow the teachings faithfully without envy become free from the bondage of fruitive actions. Okay, can be the answer as well. $335. Okay, 335. Oh yeah, it's far better to discharge one prescribed duty. Shriyan Swadharma Vigna Paradharma Sanushtitat Swadharmenitanam Shriya Paradharmo Bhayavaha. It's far better to discharge one's prescribed duties, even though faultily, than another's duties perfectly. Destruction in the course of performing one's own duty is better than engaging in other duties, for to follow another's path is dangerous. Yes, perhaps these and 1847, which was quoted earlier, are the best answers, because this is the repeated statement in Bhagavad Gita. And so let's check the Bhagavatam reference 329.32 from Vivek. It's explanation of devotional service. So 329.32. Artha gyat samshaya chetta tata shayan swakarma krit mukta sangastato bhuyan adoptha dharmam atmanaha. Better than the Brahmana who knows the purpose of the Vedas is he who can dissipate all doubts, and better than him is one who strictly follows the Brahminical principles. Better than him is one who is liberated from all material contamination, and better than him is a pure devotee who executes devotional service without expectation of reward. That's an interesting text. 33, 29, the next text. Okay. Tasman mai arpita shesha kriyar tatma nirantara mayar pitat mana pumso mayar mai sanyasta karmanaha napashyami param bhutam akartu samadarshana. Therefore I do not find a greater person than he who has no interest outside of mine, and who therefore engages and dedicates all his activities and all his life, everything unto me without cessation. Good. All right. And someone gave 12:20. Sridevi Gopi. So that's the last verse of the chapter 12, which is one who is following this imperishable path. Those who follow this imperishable path of devotional service and who completely engage themselves with faith, making me the supreme goal, are very, very dear to me. That's kind of connected to the previous answer. All right. But I think the best answers from Bhagavad Gita, at least, are 335 and 1847, which are pretty much speaking about the same thing. So 126 and 128 Srimad Bhagavatam. Yeah, these are quite powerful verses, no doubt. 126. Savai pumsam parodharmo yado bhakti radokshaja haitukya pratihadaya atma suprasidati. The supreme occupation, dharma, for all humanity is that by which man can attain to loving devotional service unto the transcendent Lord. Such devotional service must be unmotivated and uninterrupted to completely satisfy the self. Yes, this is a very good answer. And yes, definitely 1 to 8 is powerful reference as well. Dharma svanushtita pumsam vishvaksana suyayanopadayat yadiratim shamayvahi kevalam. The occupational activities a man performs according to his own position are only so much useless labor if they do not provoke attraction for the message of the personality of Godhead. Good? Yes. And another, and could be the very first answer from Bhagavad Gita, which speaks about the importance of Dharma accompanying us, is that without Dharma we become completely lost on our path is 2.7. Karpanya dosha pahata svabhava prichamitvam dharma samutacheta yachayasya nishchitam bruhitam me shishyasteham shathi mam tvam prapannam. Now I'm confused about my duty, my dharma, and have lost all composure because of miserly weakness. In this condition, I'm asking you to tell me for certain what is best for me. Now I'm your disciple and a soul surrendered unto you. Please instruct me. So, without dharma, we become completely lost on our path. And that's why Yudhishthir Maharaj says that dharma is our guide on the path. And all right, but thank you. Many of your answers were quite accurate as well. And then the last thing, he says that soul is established on truth. So truth, nothing but the truth. So any references to our establishment on truth. Importance of truth in our life. Okay, 1842. Let's check 1842. Okay. Yes, qualities of the Brahmana, Shamadamastapa Shucham, Kshantirajam Evacha, Gyanam Vigyanam Astikyam, Brahma Karvasa Pavajam, peacefulness, self-control, austerity, purity, tolerance, honesty, knowledge, wisdom, and religiousness. These are the natural qualities by which the Brahmanas work. Okay, can be the answer, even though it's not too precise. Yes, 16, chapter 16, texts 1 to 3 includes truthfulness. Yes, that list has truthfulness. And 7.3, which is very interesting text. 7.3. Manushanam sahasvishu kashchidyatati sidayatamapi sidanam kaschin mam etti tatvataha. Out of many thousands among men, one may endeavor for perfection, and of those who have achieved perfection, hardly one knows me in truth. Tatvataha. Kind of an answer, but let's see. 7.7. O conqueror of wealth, there is no truth superior to me. Everything rests upon me as pearls are strung on a thread. Okay, that's about Krishna. 7-8. A son of Kunti, I am the taste of water, the light of the sun and the moon, the syllable Om on the Vedic mantras. I'm the sound in ether and ability in man. I'm not sure how is this an answer. So, but yeah. Specifically, we're looking for being established on truth. Of course, you can say Krishna is the ultimate truth, but 17:15. Oops. $17.15. Yeah, that is the austerities of speech, right? Anudvega karam bhakyam satyam priyam hitam chayat swadhyaya vyasanam chaivam manmayam tapamuchyate. Austerity of speech consists in speaking words that are truthful, pleasing, beneficial, not agitating to others. Also in regularly reciting Vedic literature. Yes, truthfulness is mentioned. Okay, 10, 4, and 5 from Jagan Mohini, chapter 10, text 4 and 5. That's Krishna, Arjuna glorifying Krishna, right? Oh no. Intelligence, knowledge, freedom from doubt and delusion, forgiveness, truthfulness, control of the senses, control of the mind, happiness and distress, birth, death, fear, fearlessness, non-violence, equanimity, satisfaction, austerity, charity, fame, and infinity. All these qualities of living beings are created by me alone. Can be the answer, even though it's not very precise. Okay, Mahaprabhu gives 434, Tadviti Pranipatana, learning the truth from a spiritual master who has seen the truth. Okay, yeah, can be the answer. And 216, 1832 and 216. 1832. Adharmam dharmamiti manyatata masavritas sarvartan viparitam shabuti sapartatamasi. That understanding which considers a religion to be religion and religion to be religion under the spell of illusion and darkness strives always in the wrong direction of parties in the mode of ignorance. It's a little bit hard for me to understand how this is the answer, but 216. Those who are seers of the truth have concluded that of the non-existence, the material body, there is no endurance, and of the eternal, the soul, there is no change. This they have concluded by studying the nature of both. Nasato vidyate bhavo nabhavo vidyate sataha ubayor apidrishtam tasmane tatvatarshibhi. Okay, that can be the answer. And from Mahaprabhu, oh yeah, okay, from Sri Devi 10:13. 10:13. Yeah, Arjuna glorifying Krishna. Param Brahma, Param Dhamma, Pavitram Paramam Bhavam Purusham Shashvatam Divyam Adidevam Ajam Vibhum Ahustvam Rishe Sarve Devarshana Dastata Asita Devalovya Sasvayam Chaiva Bravishime. Arjuna said, you are the Supreme Personality of Godhead, the ultimate abode, the purest, the absolute truth. You are the eternal, transcendental, original person, the unborn, the greatest. All the great sages, such as Narada, Sila Deva, Asita, Devala, and Vyasa, confirmed this truth about you, and now you yourself are declaring it to me. Okay. Actually, yeah, again, it's the truth about the Supreme Lord, but we're looking more the truth for the soul, because it says that soul is established on truth, right? So from Mahaprabhu, chapter 6, text 20 to 23, in the stage of perfection called trance or samadhi, one's mind is completely restrained from material mental activities by practice of yoga. This perfection is characterized by one's ability to see the self by the pure mind and to relish and rejoice in the self. In that joyous state, one is situated in boundless transcendental happiness, realized through transcendental senses. Established thus, one never departs from the truth, and upon gaining this, he thinks there is no greater gain. That's an interesting answer. Thank you. Being situated in such a position, one is never shaken, even in the midst of greatest difficulty. This indeed is actual freedom from all miseries arising from material contact. Okay, can be an answer. So from Bhadranarayan 4:9. That's a very interesting answer. 4:9. Janma karma cha me divyam evam yavetti tatvataha tyaktadeham punarjanma naitima metis Arjuna. One who knows the transcendental nature of my appearance and activities does not, upon leaving the body, take his birth again in this material world, but attains my eternal abode, O Arjuna. That's an interesting answer, yes. That actually, by being established in knowledge of the transcendental nature of Krishna, one never takes birth again, but goes to eternal abode. So that's the reality. Krishna's existence, even though this is about Krishna, but it is connected to us. So yes, that can be a good answer to the question. I wanted to give reference to one other verse, unless nobody has any other answers. Is someone 13:8 from Tiffany, chapter 13. Yeah, these are the qualities of knowledge, elements of knowledge, and yes, they include humility, pridelessness, non-violence, tolerance, simplicity, approaching a bona fide spiritual master, cleanliness, steadiness, self-control, renunciation of the objects of sense gratification, absence of false ego, perception of the evil of birth, death, old age, and disease, detachment, freedom from entanglement with children, wife, home, and the rest, even-mindedness amid pleasant and unpleasant events, constant and unalloyed devotion to me, aspiring to live in a solitary place, detachment from the general mass of people, accepting the importance of self-realization and philosophical search for the absolute truth. All this I declare to be knowledge, and besides this, whatever there may be is ignorance. Kind of interesting answer. We didn't go very far. Apparently, our time is up, is it not? Wow, from 10th canto of Bhagavatam, Vivek is giving us reference. So 5:18, 3:28. Okay, I think we need to stop there, even though it's great that you're giving so many wonderful references. 5:18. That's very interesting answer. Vidya Vinaya Sampanaya Pramanika Vestini, the humble sage by virtue of true knowledge, see with equal vision, learned and gentle Brahmana, a cow, an elephant, a dog, and a dog eater, outcast. Can be. Interesting answer. Yes, 3:28. One who is in knowledge of the absolute truth of mighty arm does not engage himself in senses and sense gratification, knowing well the differences between work in devotion and work for fruitive results. Okay, can be the answer. And last one, 10:32. Of all creations, I am the beginning and the end, and also the middle origin of all sciences. I am the spiritual science of the self, and among logicians, I am the conclusive truth. Interesting. Kind of an answer. I would offer an alternative text, which is opposite to what is desired, and that is the text which describes the nature of demons. Pravritim cha nivritim cha janana vidurasura cha charona satyam teshu vidyate. Those who are demoniac do not know what is to be done and what is not to be done. Neither cleanliness nor proper behavior nor truth is found in them. So the last item which is mentioned is truth. Yes, this is 67 Mahaprabhu. Very good. That's definitely Paramatma working. He also referred to the same text. Okay, so I think Mahaprabhu gave very powerful conclusion. And I wanted to thank all of you very much. Quite impressed with your knowledge of Bhagavad Gita. And so we'll continue for our next session with the same topic if you liked it. Yeah. If you liked it, you can give your reaction, thumbs up or something like that. And we'll continue next time with the same topic. Good. All right, so I think we're a little bit over time, or we are on time exactly. Okay, so it's 12:45. So thank you all very much.
Thank you, Maharaj. His Holiness Bhakti Rasayana Sagar Maharaj ki jai.
Samaveta Bhakta Vrinda ki jai, which means all glories to the assembled Vaishnavas. So, Hare Krishna. We'll be looking forward to the next session with you. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna Maharaj.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Maharaj.
Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Hare
Very
Krishna
good
Maharaj.
answers.
Thank you.
Hare Krishna. Thank you.
So just to announce, so our next session will start at 2:30, which is a workshop with His Grace Jay. So we can all join us for that as well, please. So thank you. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
And my next session is tomorrow between 11:15 and 12:30. Again, same time, right?
Yes, Maharaj.
Okay. Hare Krishna.